It's just ridiculous. Not good enough. Get a bit of a warning before the start.
G-Tanks and high-grade filter ready up it. Yeah, exactly that.
Alright, Ian, you need to commentate at the start, mate, because I can't see shit.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Yeah, but I'm going to be about a minute or so.
Yeah. Leave this put into the Discord, sorry, and my screen turned black.
Go on, mate. Go on. It's all you.
Yeah. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we are lights out for the Qatar GP. And Cameron looks like he got a good start off the line. Got Senna going to his inside. Oh, what's going on here? Looks like we've got, I can't even pronounce his name, McLaren coming into first, having a look at Senna. Got some moves going on at the back. I can't quite see because I've not got control, because we have to use an emulator to allow me to see. It looks like Senna's going around outside of Cameron, and it looks like he took the place and secured it. And let's hope Cameron can stick with him and hopefully try and retrieve that place. We've got V10 and Ultra now up to third, taking a look at Cameron.
Yeah, Senna's got the jump there, so obviously he was chasing Cameron for so long, he's probably fed up by the sight of him. He's done it on lap 1 this time around, hasn't he? So he chuffed to bits with that.
Yeah, definitely. Tezza has not really made the same amount of progress as what he did during the sprint race, unfortunately.
I tell you, yeah, but he's got, because the drivers at the top are going to be harder to overtake, aren't they? But Senna's on the soft tyres here, and so he's going to have to go absolutely flat out on this first stint and try and pull as much of a gap as he can. Cameron and V10 Ultra on the hards, Tezza's splitting it down the middle, going for the mediums. Senna, I tell you what, he's going to have to fly on this opening stint.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a seriously big gap with those tires while they're still fresh.
Cameron and V10 Ultra banging wheels a little bit there going into turn 3, but Cameron staying ahead, holding on to second place at the moment. Muha on the soft tyres is coming along quickly here, and Muha's another driver who's going to be having to go for it on his first stint, and he's got himself into second place. So the soft runners making their way to the front, no surprise, but they're on borrowed time here, Ian, surely.
Yeah, I would have to say so. They're definitely they're not going to be up there for that long.
Oh, bit of contact there between Tezza and Papascorn, just as Tezza squeezes his way through up into 6th, and Mark Bow attacking now on the back. Nonetheless, Senna though leading by just over a second. Muha, the other driver on the soft tyres, starting to chase him down a little bit there, but I think Senna's got the control of this one at the moment. Cameron in the box seat with the strategy at the moment, running in 3rd place, the highest runner of the hard tyre runners. Tezza will be wanting to get ahead of V10 Ultra as quickly as he can. Tezza needs to get ahead of Cameron realistically in this first stint, as we said, because obviously that tyre advantage. Oh, and the Mercedes has lost it there, V10 Ultra, and Tezza Mazza has been caught up in that. The championship leader has got no front wing here at the end of lap 2, and that could be absolutely massive there for his championship hopes. And he's missed the pit lane as well. He had just gone past the entry to the pit lane, I think. Oh, you couldn't make it up. Tezza Mazza's race has been just... I think it's been blasted.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much just put the final nail in the coffin for at least for tonight for him. He's definitely going to be absolute furious. He's going to be on the mic to his pit crew, try and force them into trying making a serious stewards inquiry with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether or not he's successful with that one. But currently Senna leading ahead of Muha with Cameron in 3rd, Mark Bow a little way back. But V10 Ultra, I think, was trying to push too hard to keep up with Cameron. Obviously knows he's on the same strategy. And Cameron's pace, I think, on those hard tyres really, really strong. And V10 Ultra just got caught out there pushing a little bit too hard. Tezza, unfortunately, in the wrong place at the wrong time there. Had nowhere to go with V10 Ultra spinning it in front of him. But I tell you what, I'm really impressed with Cameron. The way he's keeping up. He's only 2 seconds off for the lead. I know we're only 3 laps in, but he's only 2 seconds off the lead, and he's kind of keeping tabs with these two soft runners at the moment. Oh, as Cameron has picked up a track limit penalty, though. And this early in the race, that could be big trouble. As Ian seems to have just gone AWOL for a second. Don't know what's going on there.
I do not know why, but for some reason I thought my mic was on mute the first time, so I pushed the button and it also muted myself again. Yeah, it's like I was saying there when that nobody heard. It's not too dissimilar from the real world Qatar Grand Prix with everyone if everyone getting a track limits penalty.
Yeah, they were. It was a bit ridiculous. It was borderline farcical this season with the number of warnings and penalties that were being handed out. Not quite as bad as Austria, but it was still pretty shambolic. But nonetheless, Cameron there is running in second place. He's made the move on Muha, so obviously on those more durable but slower tyres, Cameron absolutely flying around here tonight. He's only a second off of the race lead. What a job he is doing here tonight. I'll tell you what, Cameron seems to love this circuit, and he's going to be a real contender to Senna for this race win. I would say at this point, with the strategy, he's got to be the favourite.
Yeah, definitely. He always seems to run pretty well at the tracks that just ebb and flow with each sector. It's very much like what's the other track? So the Saudi Arabian GP. That's a very that track just flows so well, and I know he runs well there.
He absolutely does. As we come down the start finish straight, and Cameron has got DRS here on the race leader, which is absolutely incredible. As Horatio has moved ahead of Papa Squanch up into 5th place, as that's my, believe it or not, that's the phone. That's the landline going off there in the background. But nonetheless, Nino Blanco looking up the inside of the groove into turn 2, but unable to make anything happen just there then. But Cameron getting closer and closer to the back here of Senna. For a second, it said 0.666. Don't know if you saw that, Ian. But yeah, he's floating around the half a second to 7/10 of a second mark as the phone is still going off. Can someone please bloody well answer it, for God's sake? But
somebody's really interested in talking to whoever's in there.
Please, for goodness sake, can one of my grandparents answer this? Andy Cottrell, you cheeky bastard. Look at the comments.
Again. I don't have the energy for it.
I'll tell you what. There's one man who's missing from the comments right now, and I bet you he's listening. I bet you he's watching.
No, he is definitely watching.
I bet you he's silently watching.
Yeah, he seriously is right now.
Seb, I know you're watching. I know you're out there. Whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it back afterwards, I know you're watching. As we see Senna into the pits after 5 laps, so those soft tyres have been chewed up something rotten here. The phone is still going off. Why can't somebody just pick it up and answer it, for goodness sake?
Answer the frigging phone!
I'm literally tempted to just mute the mic for a second, just storm into the living room and be like, can one of you answer the fucking phone now?
No, don't be like that. Don't be an asshole.
No, it's alright. My grandparents are like my parents. I can say what I like to them.
That's besides the point.
I know. Anyway, Cameron's still out in front. He's got quite a sizable gap here to Muha. Obviously, with Senna coming into the pits, he is now the race leader. But Papa Squanch just picked up a time penalty here. Oh dear.
Oh no. Anyway.
Oh well, never mind. So yeah, Cameron has obviously got a time penalty as well. I'll tell you what, this always reminds me of Ravi when we do that.
Yeah.
Just like the, oh no! Okay, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, he's pulling away at the moment from Muha, despite obviously having the slower tyres. So Cameron really doing the bits here tonight around this Losail International Circuit, which is primarily for motorbike racing. As you can probably tell by the layout, it is quite an unusual configuration for cars, but nonetheless it does work. I couldn't imagine it working very well for GT cars, but for Formula cars.
Oh, they did Porsche Cup around here.
Really? Blimey.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because it's on the undercard for the F1, so they would.
It's the same for Quota. They use Quota for Porsche Cup as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that because that's obviously an ACT, but I don't know. There's something about I don't know. I just can't imagine this track. For something about it, it only suits fast cars, I think, or very fast
Yeah.
cars.
I'm glad to do a little bit of research on that.
High downforce, that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
Ian, whilst we've only got one battle out on track, it appears to be. Oh no, we actually got a couple. We got V10 Ultra on the back of Crazy Max. We got Blanco on the back of the Grieve at the moment. So yeah, a couple of interesting fights going on at this point. Some drivers are pitted, some haven't. So that's gonna separate things a little bit in terms of the overall packing order. I, um, but yeah,
Here we go. I've got it. Let's see. What other cars race? We've got classic endurance races that start next year. Clio Cup next year as
no,
well.
the
Yeah,
World Clio
but
Cup, or is it Clio Cup Asia?
Clio Cup Middle East.
Ah, I didn't know
Um,
there was a Clio Cup Middle East.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Um,
There's Clio Cup everywhere.
Motocross. That'll
When's
be at
Clio Cup
Qatar.
USA starting?
I have no idea.
Never.
Uh,
Oh,
Porsche GT3.
we've got V10 Ultra around the outside of Crazy Max here into turn one as Crazy Max is trying to hold his ground. They're still side by side. V10 Ultra trying to hang it all the way around the outside here for turn three. And it's going to be surely job done here, is it? No, Crazy Max is still there. Oh, and there's contact there. They did such a good job of keeping it together. But it's unfortunately come undone there. V10 Ultra losing time there to Crazy Max. And he's falling back into the clutches of these guys here to Grieve Senna. As Senna's also pitted, so he'll be wanting to make his way through without any dramas here. Senna currently in 7th place on the back of the Grieve, who's still yet to pit. Senna will be wanting to waste minimal time here in any traffic as he's now looking to the outside here of the Grieve. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside here on those medium tyres, and he gets it done there up into clean air.
Right, well, may I continue with what I was saying?
Yeah, if there's any battles, then I'll have to cover it.
Yeah. The World Touring Car Championship raced there from 2015 to 2017.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, Porsche GT3s, uh, Grand Prix Masters. Fuck knows what that is.
Oh, it's Freddie there to come to the inside of Papa Squanch there. Had to back out of it though.
There's nothing really more notable. That's the most notable ones.
But currently, we've got Senna running in clean air at the moment. He's probably the net race leader, I want to say. The thing is, right, well, he started on the soft tyres. I think he is two stopping. I think almost definitely he's two stopping because I don't think he can do 25 laps on the mediums. But he could probably, quite feasibly, put the softs on at the end of the race. If he can go to about lap 21 or 22, he could probably do a soft stint at the end. We're saying that. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Nonetheless, V10 Ultra's moved ahead of Nino Blanco up into 8th. No, maybe Senna's doing two medium stints.
No, you can't, because you have to. Remember, you have to change to a different compound.
Yeah, but he started on the soft.
Oh.
He started on the soft, put the mediums on 3 laps ago, and he's probably going to do another stint on the mediums because I don't think he can do. I don't think he can go far enough on these mediums to put the softs on at the end. Personally, I don't know. I mean, it could be the case that he is planning on going long on these mediums and putting the softs on for the last stint, but it's all up in the air a little bit at the moment. But Muha into the pits nonetheless at the end of lap 10. Cameron, your race leader, obviously, with Senna in the pits. Cameron just doing the bits out the front. Can go make the most sense.
Yeah, around about lap 20, I would definitely say that is an accurate prediction. But it's. But we saw from Senna that those soft tires did drop off a serious amount. So it did. So going onto the softs from lap 20 probably wouldn't be the best strategy. I'd probably go for the mediums.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, technically, if he goes to about lap 21, he might be able to do 8 laps on a soft. Is that possible, do we reckon? Could you get eight good laps out of the soft?
No, if you want to push and maintain your leads, I would probably say medium is your best friend at that point.
It's weird because I can't see how Senna can get away back into this race because he's currently about 15 seconds off of Cameron. Cameron can one stop easily because he's on the hards and he can put the mediums on at the end. So I can't really see where Senna can get back into this unless he's able to use the pace he's got over Cameron now. But he's not going to have that much pace over him, realistically. I think the two-stop strategy is going to really hurt Senna here. I think he's definitely gone for the wrong choice, personally.
Yeah, I would definitely say that is definitely true. I would have went personally for me if I was on track. I would have went from the softs to the hards.
Yeah, that would have definitely made the most sense. But he's coming onto the back of Crazy Max anyway in this battle for P4. He'll need to make sure he makes very light work of him here to avoid losing even more time to Cameron. As I'm noticing on the timing board that Nino Blanco's moved ahead of a little Greavy up into P12, so that's job done there for the Red Bull, moving ahead of the Haas. But Senna's still on the back of Crazy Max here as they're coming through the middle part of the lap, and Senna just looking to try and minimise the damage to his race at the moment. But it seems like he's really on the back foot in this battle with Cameron. Led the opening stint, obviously led the first couple of the laps, but he's going to have to really fight for this one. I'm telling you now. I'll be surprised if he's able to win this race from here, or if he's able to really give Cameron much of a challenge. But we see Crazy Max into the pits here at the end of lap 11. So Senna now released into some clean air, but still 15 seconds behind the race leader Cameron. So he's got so much ground to make up here in this race, and I just don't think enough laps at this point. Although saying that, he's on the mediums. On paper, he should be about half a second a lap quicker than Cameron at this point. I mean, if you can lap about that sort of pace quicker, you could have the gap down at about 10 seconds by the time we get to the final stint, and then he could put maybe a set of softs on with about 8 laps left to go. Who knows how quick that would be. Maybe he might have a chance of putting Cameron under some pressure. With Cameron's penalty, maybe that might be his route back into a potential win here.
I mean, it's always possible, but it's going to be a difficult one to pull off. Because I just saw what Cameron put in a comment and saying tire wear is 7% a lap around it. I don't know if that's on the mediums or the softs. I highly doubt that's going to be for the hards though.
Yeah, because once you get down to about 30%, it's almost undrivable, isn't it? I think.
It's 35-40.
Yeah, so at that sort of point, yeah, you'd probably be undrivable after about 10 laps. I reckon he's talking about the softs, personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cameron coming in, so that's now him off of the hard tyres and onto the mediums. So maybe it is a two-stop for Cameron.
I mean, it makes sense. But he knows what he has to do. He knows what. Oh, Cameron got a puncture. That's why he was in.
Oh no! How did he do that?
I have no idea.
Well, that's really strange. So obviously it wasn't a planned pit stop. So, well, Cameron might have to do a two-stop now because we've got 17 laps left to go. He's come out 10 seconds behind Senna, but he's got much fresher tyres than Senna. I reckon he should, on paper, have about half a second a lap in pace over Senna. At this point, he could also put the soft on maybe at the end. I reckon. So he's not out of this, but he's got that penalty, which could be really hurting him here. Senna running in second place at the moment. Horatio now inherits the lead on the hard tyres. Horatio now, realistically, the only driver I think who could potentially make the one-stop work here. Him and the Greave, maybe, are the ones who could potentially go with a one pit stop strategy here. But he's about a second and a half a lap off of his personal best. And he's coming in now, so Horatio is in. So that will release Senna back up into the lead once again. As Mark Bowes moved ahead of the Grieve up into P5. Papa Sconcho all over the back of the Grieve as they're coming to the final corner as well. Not the final corner, sorry. I keep thinking that's the final corner because it looks so similar. But Papa Sconcho all over the back of the Grieve here. But still can't find a way through.
It was his tyre weather that got the puncture. So that had to have been, that 7% a lap must have had to have been on the hards.
So God knows what the mediums are. Then mediums probably about only probably last about 9 or 10 laps. But then, how did some people go the whole race in the sprint race on a set of softs?
I really do not know.
Something just doesn't add up. Unless it's because the Grand Prix earlier in the evening. Maybe it could be that it's hotter. But I wouldn't have thought it'd make that much difference.
Yeah, I definitely don't see it being that big of a difference, to be honest.
I could see it making a difference to operating windows and maybe to pressures, but not to that extent of wear.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Fuel loads.
Fuel loads, yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point.
But Senna is closed. No, sorry.
Cameron's just casually typing messages whilst he's racing.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably. I think it's probably someone else, but he is closing in on Senna at a rate of knots. Now he's now gained over 5 seconds over the past 2-3 laps.
Yeah, he's flying on those fresher tyres, which is really just demonstrating how big the tyre wear is around
Cameron,
here.
I will go to the FIA and give you a penalty for driving with your phone. You should not be driving on your phone while you're racing. That is actually Cameron.
That's incredible.
I will go straight to the FIA about you if you don't stop driving with your phone.
Vita Ultra's moved ahead of Crazy Max up into 7th, but Crazy Max trying to keep himself there. Can't do it. Vita Ultra there. He's got the job done. The Greaves moved ahead of Little Greavy. Little Greavy's lost out to Binding Code. So Little Greavy in the pits here at the end of lap 14. The gap down at 3 seconds though between Senna and Cameron. I think Senna's trying to stretch this stint so that he can do just one more pit stop. I think he'd be better off just switching to the hards now. Personally, I think that would be his best strategy here because Cameron's got to come in again. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Senna needs to come in either. I think next lap. Next lap, put the hards on. Well, the thing is that we actually, you know what? Cameron came in on what was it? Lap 11 was it?
2 laps ago, so lap 12, lap 13.
Oh, so he did 12 laps on. So it took 12 laps for him to get a puncture. So even if Senna were to come in at the end of this lap, he would not be safe. But obviously the fuel loads would be about half of what they were earlier on, which would make it a bit more easier. Maybe that would extend the durability of the tyres considerably. But even so, it's something to think about. I mean, it's a lot to contend with here.
But what if Cameron is going to extend his medium stint and for the final few laps change to a set of soft tyres?
That's also very possible. But then we've seen how long the hards last about 12 laps. That means that the mediums can probably go about 8 or 9 laps at a push. Senna's done 10 laps. I'm not quite sure how he's done that. I think the softs are going to go more than 8 laps, personally. Oh, we've got a safety car. Freddie's crashed out of the race. That has brought out a safety car, which is going to completely screw any sort of skill or strategic element to this race. And that means everybody's going to come in and probably put the mediums on here. Wait, Cameron started on the hards. Senna started on the soft, so they can put any tyre on that they like. They can put a set of mediums on if they wish. I reckon the mediums are going to be going on because if you look at it, we're going to have about 10 or 11 racing laps. No hard tyres there for Senna. What about Cameron? Soft tyres for Cameron. Soft tyres on Cameron's car. I think he's just blown the race. He's just put the soft tyre. So is Muha.
That is a very strange strategy to go for.
So he's going to have to stop again. He's going to have to stop again. We'll be probably going racing at the end of lap 18, which will leave 11 laps to the end. He's going to have to come in again, no doubt whatsoever. So he's going to have to come in, have the quickest pit stop of all time, and then come out and pump in basically 11 qualifying laps, 5 of which are going to come on one side of his pit stop and 6 of them on the other side of his pit stop. But that's what Cameron's going to have to do, and so is Muha as well. That is a really strange decision there. But nonetheless, Ian, we've got to talk about the rumour mill, because it is currently silly season here at the in the F1 League at Motive.
Yeah, it is actually. You actually reminded me of that.
We've seen quite a lot of rumours and confirmations actually going around over the course of this season. So I'm going to read out the first big bit of news is that Matty Pitt is going to be remaining with the Mercedes team for next season. Although it will be Senna who's going to... No, sorry, it'll be V10 Ultra is actually going to be leaving Mercedes at the end of this season, actually, interestingly. So V10 Ultra is confirmed as not being partners with Matty Pitt for next season. No confirmation as yet on who's going to be partnering Matty Pitt next season in the Mercedes team. But we know that Freddie is going to be leaving the Williams team. Obviously, he's retired this evening. It's not gone well for him tonight. But he's confirmed he's going to be leaving Williams and he's going to be joining... Actually, he's going to be joining Mercedes, Ian. So, yeah, V10 Ultra... sorry, Freddie will be joining Matty Pitt and will be replacing V10 Ultra at Mercedes. Cameron is going to be staying with Alfa Romeo for next season. We're going to have Binding Code, who is going to be extending his contract with Alpine as well. So... he'll still be there. Also, T is going to be leaving Red Bull, and Papa Squanch, according to reports, is going to be leaving the Ferrari team. No confirmation yet as to whether he's going to be joining another team, or whether he's going to be quitting the league. Senna has also put out a post saying that Teza Muzza is going to be leaving the Aston Martin team. Our championship leader is not going to be driving for the team that he's potentially going to be a champion with, or is Senna going to reel him in and win the championship himself? It's all up in the air at the moment. But another confirmation is that Senna will be staying in the Ferrari next season.
Some very interesting decisions there.
Yeah, lots of interesting moves. Obviously, we haven't had any confirmation yet as to those drivers who aren't renewing their contracts with certain teams. No confirmation as to whether they are leaving the league entirely, or as to whether they are just changing team. But yeah, some very interesting calls. Also, a couple confirmations. Myself and Ian will be once again renewing our contracts in the commentary box, so you'll still have the pleasure of our dulcet tones on the stream, which I'm sure you're going to be all absolutely chuffed to bits with.
But another thing we've not actually mentioned was the fact that we do have a safety car. That will extend Cameron's soft tyre life.
Yeah, but he's still got to go 11 laps on them.
Yeah, but,
it's not doable.
We'll wait and see.
He can't do it. He can't do it.
See.
11 laps, not going to happen, mate.
We'll see.
We saw his hard tyres won't pop after 12. How is he going to get softs to go 11?
Yeah, because it was in a heavier car.
Even so, Cameron all over the back of Senna here on this restart. He needs to make those faster tyres work whilst he can here. As he looks to the inside, and he taps the Red Bull in the back there. Mark Bowe just proving to be a bit of an obstacle there as Senna gets around the outside of him up into second place. Cameron there still behind him at the moment. Muha's moved ahead of Papa Squanch. In fact, the Greaves dropped a load of places there down to 9th place. He's falling backwards here. on this restart, but there's Cameron, who's side by side with Mark Bowe, and he moves through up into third place. There's Cameron, so Mark Bowe's lost 2 places there. Senna and Cameron making their way through. Horatio still leading the race here on this restart though, and lots of action going on here on this restart, as there's Mappa Squanch there moving ahead of Crazy Max up into 7th place, and Crazy Max there losing out to the Grieve as well. In fact, Tezza Muzzle's looking around the outside of Crazy Max here. Can he go all the way around the outside? Tezza Muzzle's going to get this one done beautifully there up into P9, as he almost got the move done on the Grieve as well there. Crazy Max has lost out to Little Greavy. He's going backwards here as Crazy Max. He's losing position after position after position.
Oh, that's a rather hectic restart there.
Yeah, it really is. But look at this. Senna is all over the back of Horatio. He is clinging to the rear ring of that McLaren at the moment, as Mark Bowe's lost out to V10 Ultra and Papa Squanch. He's down to 7th place here, and in fact Mark Bowe must have made a mistake because he's dropping down the order at the moment. But Senna is trying to come back at Cameron. Cameron's got to move down out of the final corner up into 2nd place. Cameron flying on this restart. He needs to be though, because he's on those soft tyres, which we said before are not going to last very long. As he's now looking to the outside here into turn 1 on Horatio. Can he go all the way around the long way? Horatio just squeezing him out. Bit of contact there. Cameron trying to do the move that he did so many times on Senna. Senna's got to mug both of them there. Up into the lead. Incredible racing there from Senna. Saw the opportunity. Saw that they were just banging wheels a little bit. And said, see you later boys. I'm going to sneak through up into the lead.
Looks like Cameron's going to take another swing at it. And it looks like he's managed to make it stick this time.
Yeah, he has done. So Cameron up into 2nd. Horatio has lost out to his teammate Muha there. Muha up into 3rd, obviously on the soft tyres, as is Cameron. But Cameron and Muha, I've said before, they're on borrowed time here in this stint, unless they are just taking it a little bit easy on those tyres, but they're going to have to go so easy on them.
What's going on with the Red Bull on the straight? He's going very slow. He's got yellow flags out.
Yeah, not sure. Nino's currently only a second ahead of Binding Code at the moment. Where was he before? He was in the mid-pack, wasn't he, before?
Who is that? Who's that at the very back? Is that... Oh, that's Mark Bowe.
Oh, he's retired.
Yeah, he's just retired. He was going very slow at the first lap after the restart, though.
Very strange. I'll tell you what, I wish I'd gone to the toilet during the safety car. But nonetheless, we've got Cameron all over the back of Senna here, coming down the start-finish straight. And no DRS just yet, but he'll be able on the next lap. But can he do it without the DRS? He's looking to the inside here, is Cameron, as he makes the move down the inside into turn 1. Is that going to be job done here for him? It is job done. Cameron up into the lead. He now needs to pull out that gap here whilst he can. Or is he just going to try and conserve those soft tyres and get them to the end?
Technically, he's only done 3 laps on those tyres, because he put into the chat that under AI control, tyre wear is not a thing.
Yeah, but he's still got to do 11 laps.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see.
Unless he's banking on another safety car, which will give him another couple of the laps to save those tyres.
Hold on, 11 laps?
Yeah, because lap 18 to 19 to 29, 11 laps he'd have to do on them.
Mate, we're on lap 21.
Yeah, I know. He put them on lap 18.
Yeah, but we've got less than that now.
Yeah, but from lap 18 to 29. Sorry,
Yeah.
to the restart, we've been at rate. He's going to have to do 11 laps at racing speed by the time we get to the checkered flag.
Yeah. He's not pulling at that gap that he would have wanted Senna though. That's...
No, I wonder whether he's trying to nurse the tyres maybe. Senna down the start-finish straight, looks to the outside, Cameron defends, but he's going to be powerless to do anything about it because Senna has got that straight line speed and has got the move done way before we get to the corner. Senna hits the front here, with Muha still on the back of these, as Tezza Muzz has made the move on Little Greavy up into 7th place, and Crazy Max is down the inside of the Greave up into 9th, so lots of position changes here at the beginning of lap 22. But Senna currently on course to take maximum points, although barring the fastest lap, we're not quite sure what the situation is just there. But Senna took 2nd in the first race, Tezza was 6th. So Senna gained 5 points in the first race of the night. So far in this one, he's on course to take the win with Tezza in 7th. If things were to end as they are right now, again another 19 points, that'd be a 24-point swing in favour of Senna at this point, which would close the gap in the championship to just 25 points with 3 rounds left in the season. It's not over yet.
Very interesting. It's going to be very interesting for the rest of the season.
Yeah, far from over. this championship battle. But Senna certainly bringing himself into this one, as Cameron's got himself a time penalty, which is going to be absolutely massive here for this race.
Oh no, he's already had one, so he's now got a 6-second penalty, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to only make matters worse here for him, as Muha's closest to the back of Cameron here. Cameron's got DRS on Senna, but he's way too far back to even think about a move here into turn 1. What about Muha though? He's also too far back on Cameron for the time being. V10 Ultra's got the slipstream here on Papa Squanches. He's looking to make the move here. Down the inside he goes, and he's made that one stick up into 5th place there as V10 Ultra.
Very good move. He did it cleanly, and he managed to create enough of a gap so that Papa Squanch couldn't return the favour.
Yeah, did well there to park his car in the right place on the run out of the corner. But Senna still leading this race ahead of Cameron. Cameron trying to push him all the way here in this one. He's not going to give up until the last opportunity here is Cameron. You can absolutely bet your house on that. He will not give up. If there's any chance, if there's any sniff of this race win, he will be there waiting to pounce here at the end of this race. But currently, Senna doing what he needs to do on those hard tyres as well. He's going to be able to get those tyres to last quite easily until the end. The question is Cameron saving those soft tyres? Is he just taking it easy here, just trying to look after him and not really push them too much? Is he just letting that Ferrari pull him along? And is he waiting to do the damage at the end of the race maybe? No, he's not, because he's in. He's in. So, you're just crackling there a bit, mate. But I think you probably put set of softs on. Surely softs from here. Yeah, another set of softs there for Cameron. But yeah, he's going to be nowhere after that. Did he serve his penalty? I didn't see.
No. No, he did not.
Some very unusual strategy calls tonight.
Yeah. V10 up to the back of his muzzle.
You're crackling a little bit, mate, just to let you know.
P5, 6. There you go.
One, two, 1, 2.
Blue.
Hey, you sound way clearer now. I tell you what, Ian, Muha is really putting Senna under some pressure here. We saw obviously Cameron had to come in for a change of tyres just now, with his soft starting to wear out a little bit. But Muha's, I mean, touch wood, his soft seems to be holding on at the moment.
And he's really close to the back of Senna as well.
Sorry?
Said he's really onto the back, really close on the back of Senna as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's keeping up with him. Because obviously it was a trio, and it's now obviously a duo because Cameron coming into the pits probably struggling with tyre wear a little bit too much, or maybe just didn't have the confidence that he could be able to get himself to the end. But Cameron on the back of Nino Blanco. In fact, he's moved ahead of Nino Blanco around the outside into turn 1. Sorry, not turn 1. Sorry, that's the middle part of the lap. But he's moved ahead there of Crazy Max as well. So Cameron picking off 2 drivers there in that moment there. Yeah, that exchange. But nonetheless, Senna has got just under a second of a gap here over Muha as they come over the line. 4 laps left to go here in this Qatar Grand Prix here at Motive Racing for the F1 League here. Season 6 on the EA Sports Formula 1 game as we come into turn 1 once again. Senna's got the gap reasonable at Muha, but Muha keeping himself close. But surely his soft tyres are going to go off before we get to the end. You would think that it's any moment now.
Yeah, if anything, it's going to be It's going to be very borderline between absolute death of those tyres and having the smallest amount of life left in the world.
What sort of pace is Cameron doing compared to these guys? Because he's running on a set of fresh soft tyres. He's too far behind.
Yeah, he's got no chance, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's nearly 20 seconds behind. Could he maybe get on the podium though?
Even at that, I still think it is still a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, he'd have to do about 3 seconds a lap quicker, on average.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a bit too much. Nonetheless, though, we've got Senna and Muha with 3 laps left to go, and Muha's still keeping tabs with him, but it just looks like maybe his tyres are starting to go off a little bit now. He just seems to be struggling a little bit more to keep up with that Ferrari at the moment. As Cameron's moved ahead a little Greavy up into 7th place, into turn 1 we go. Job done there for him. His gap to Horatio currently just under 10 seconds at the moment. Next up for Cameron will be V10 Ultra. I'm sure he won't be wasting too much time behind him. And then after that, it'll be Papa Squanch. Surely he's got to be looking at Tezza Muzza as a realistic target here at the end of this race, being on those worn out medium tyres. Horatio, not impossible. I tell you, not impossible.
Well, we have seen much stranger things happen here at Motive, so I mean it's not completely out of the question yet.
Senna in the meantime seems to have control of this now. Muha seems to have hit the cliff with those soft tyres. He's just dropped off about a second over the course of this lap alone, so he's now really struggling. He's got 2 laps left to go. Can he hold on to 2nd place? Horatio's going to be coming after him pretty quickly here, you would imagine. Cameron 8 seconds behind Horatio at the moment, so maybe he's left it a little bit too late in his chase for a podium.
He's not, as much as I'd love to see him get that podium, I don't think he's going to be able to pull up that kind of gap with exactly 1 lap left to go.
I think you're right. 2 laps left to go, but yeah. Senna nonetheless has got the gap 3 seconds to Muha. Muha's tyres though are shot to pieces here. I'll actually be surprised if he can hold on for 2nd here at this rate, because look at that, he's sliding around. Look at that.
Let's change back to the gaps between each driver. There you go.
Cameron on the back of Papa Squanch here. Another driver he needs to negotiate. And then after that it will be Tezza Muzza a few seconds up the road. Cameron's trying to go around the move. Lovely overtake there from him. Tezza Muzza 3 seconds up the road. Is that one going to get away from him?
I guess we'll just have to see, because it's 3.4 just now, 3.5.
It's going to come down here though.
Yeah.
3 seconds I reckon as we start the final lap. I reckon it'll be. In the meantime, Senna starts the final lap. I tell you what, I said Muha had soft tyres that are shot to pieces. He's gonna. I tell you what, Cameron might get ahead of him. Gap between Tezza and Cameron 2.8 seconds. Cameron's on 10 lap fresher, faster tyres.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to be very, very, very close.
Horatio though, look, it's eyeing up a P2 here. Tezza Muzza eyeing up a podium. Muha currently clinging on by the skin of his teeth here on some soft tyres, which he's been on for 12 laps. Look at the understeer. The car just doesn't want to turn. He's probably got a puncture as well, to be honest, at this point. Senna in the meantime is on the final lap and he's driving around. Crazy Max has put a fresh set of softs on and he's absolutely flying. He does the fastest lap of the race so far. Cameron within 2 seconds of Tezza. 1.6 now is the gap as Horatio's made the move on Muha up into 2nd. Tezza is 2.5 seconds behind Muha. Cameron is a second and a half behind Tezza. It's all concertinaing up here. We've got half a lap, less than half a lap. Just one sector to go here in this race. Look at Cameron go. Look how close he is to Tezza. Look. You can see him. But I think it's too late. Oh, he's picked up another time penalty.
No.
Can Tezza get Muha? Muha coming into the final corner. It's Senna who takes the win here in the Qatar Grand Prix for this season's Motive Racing Qatar Grand Prix. It's going to be Horatio who takes second place. Muha is just going to hold on for a podium place ahead of Tezza Mazza who takes third. What a drive from Muha. Cameron's going to be disappointed with that 5th place there for him in the end. Cameron, less than that please my friend. Papa Squanch over in P6. V10 Ultra will finish this one in 7th place in the end ahead of Little Greavy who comes over in 8th with Nino Blanco who will be finishing this one in 9th place in the end. And Muha rage quit from the session.
Oh.
Why?
Doesn't matter, Cameron.
Oh, Tezza got second because of Horatio's penalty.
Oh.
Wow.
He got it by 4 tenths as well.
So Tezza minimises the damage here. Senna only gains, over the course of tonight, Senna only gains 12 points.
So still a healthy lead.
Yeah, 37 points is Tezza's lead going into the final 3 rounds of the season. Obviously, we've still got a sprint race to go at Interlagos. So still plenty of points on the table. Still 86 points up for grabs in this season. But 37 points. Tezza is almost there. He's not quite home and dry, but he can taste it surely at this point.
I'm going to ask you the $1 million question. Who's your driver for the day?
I'm going to go for Senna.
I'm going to have to give it to Cameron.
Even with the strategy in the Grand Prix?
Yeah, we saw his pace. Well,
He still got podium actually, didn't he? Because of the penalties.
Yeah.
How did he get ahead of Horatio? Must have had loads of penalties.
He did.
Blimey. And obviously with Muha rage quitting at the end, not classified, really strange. Cameron P3, not bad at all. I'll tell you what, that's a shout. But Senna for me, a second and a first. Almost perfect, not quite, but what more can you ask for really? But closes the gap to Tezza in the championship. Tezza still leads the championship by 37 points, but it is coming down. Senna is slowly chipping away bit by bit. 12 points this week. If he can keep up this sort of momentum, it will go down to the wire for the final race of the season at Interlagos, which will also be a sprint race. We've got 2 more races in between then though. 3 rounds left this season for Motive Racing's Formula 1 League. Next week we will be at Mexico City, which will be a traditional qualifying and race, followed by Las Vegas after that, and then Brazil to round out the season. But thanks everybody once again. We'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, and good night.